who is a well-known business leader with a strong track record of turning around companies with his astute vision as well as strategic leadership. In fact, during the COVID-19 situation, he has not only steered his organization, but also led IT and BPM industry from the front as the chairman of NASSCOM to enable the work from home. And that is absolutely pioneering. So it is important that we also introduce to you our next stalwart guest. We have Mr. Keshav Murugesh, who's the Group CEO, WNS Global Services, past chairman NASSCOM. So firstly, a warm welcome, Mr. Murugesh. Thank you so much for joining us.
So let's step back in time to 2007. It was the year, you remember, that the iPhone arrived on the scene. It was also the year Android, Kindle, GitHub, and Hadoop were introduced to the world. Tremendous advances were made in silicon chips, software, storage, sensors, and networking to create a revolutionary kind of platform. This platform is what Thomas Friedman called the Supernova when he spoke at one of the large global events. As we all know, supernova is that massive explosion in nature with an extraordinary release of energy that reshapes almost every human action. I believe that this COVID-19 era has created a far bigger supernova moment for all of us, the era of virtual teamwork like we have never seen before. The whole world faced this situation at the same time. COVID-19 descended on everyone with the same impunity. Everything and everyone went virtual within hours and days. COVID has transformed the way we live, the way we work with an unprecedented speed. It is almost, if you ask me, as if the future got forwarded on the human races in just a blink of an eye. How else can you explain the speed and decisiveness with which the most diverse democracy of the world and many other global majors went on to a nationwide lockdown in March 2020? How did the apex Indian IT and IT-enabled industry move with agility and speed to shift more than 25 lakh desktops into the homes of employees, and all within a fortnight? 5.5 billion WebEx meeting minutes happened in the first 11 days of March. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the world as we know it and knew it will never be the same again. It is a year that we will remember as that of virtual teamwork with a combination, virtual teamwork showing up like never before in this world of business. I have two parts in this keynote. The first is regarding how did we actually manage this from an industry point of view. My answer really is a combination of astute strategy, great collaboration, lots of ingenuity. Astute strategy, forward thinking, and support by the government. The relaxations and approvals we got from DOT and the ministries to move employees into work from home environments were timely and key to this industry's success. The collaboration that every provider in the industry had between themselves and the client was absolutely unprecedented, considering the fact that data had to be moved to home environments and in industries such as banking, financial services, or insurance, where regulatory approvals are really humongous. Clients actually worked hand in glove with their partners to actually make things happen. I think really this was the mantra for the rate of business recovery provider organizations have really seen during this crisis. I want to talk about some levels of ingenuity as well. To deliver desktops, 25 lakh desktops to homes, can you imagine the scale of and complexity of logistics, that too during a lockdown? The industry actually came up with something very interesting. He actually leveraged a very little used or never heard of body called Maharashtra Home Guards in one state in Maharashtra, and actually made movement of these desktops from office to homes possible with the help of these Maharashtra Home Guards, which is actually a reserve police force. So not only did we create fresh jobs for them, more importantly, we made sure our industry was not affected. I can actually speak on behalf of almost every provider in the industry whose HR teams, operations teams, and others work extremely hard to shift the mindset and the skill set of the typical office-going employee to working from home, delivering on productivity as required, and also ensuring that things were in order, just like as if in office. If it was planned, I don't think it could have happened the way it did, even for a couple of years. But COVID really got us to deliver on something completely unplanned in a fashion that we never expected, but we will learn from. I think the question now really is, what are the kind of global businesses that will continue to play online, survive, and thrive in this new normal and beyond? First, I will say there will be organizations that believe in the concept of one. The organizations where leadership teams think and act as one. Organizations where silos are completely broken to achieve unprecedented speed in decision making. Remember, people have now experienced speed and efficiency as never before while working from home, be it in decision making or taking the next step ahead or attending meetings and making sure that outcomes are delivered on time in a disciplined fashion. I suspect they can never go back to the normal pace they experienced just a few weeks ago. Number two, they will be the organizations that will pay better attention to becoming digital. They are the ones who understand that digital will help in the achievement of growth targets besides mere cost reduction. They will make strategic investments in building digital capabilities, multiple areas of opportunity now, of enabling data-enabled areas, healthcare, e-commerce, and things like that. I want to quote one data point here. CEO confidence in emerging from economic recession has shown a steady uptick since the 2008 recession. The confidence has a direct correlation to their partnerships and the impact that they saw from these partnerships, particularly technology partnerships. The growth in the outsourcing industry that we saw both after 2009 was from 3.1% to 9.1% in 2011, and after 2014, 5.1% to 8% in 2017. If you ask me, this COVID-19 situation is just no different. Global enterprises are confident that partnering constructs can provide a digital roadmap for immediate cost benefits and greater customer experiences. Number three, they will be the organizations that will place renewed confidence in outsourcing. Take the 2009 scenario. Emerging from that recession, a whopping 79% of organizations across all industries overwhelmingly opted for outsourcing and shared service centers with service providers. Healthcare, pharma, media, high-tech, BFSI were some of the industries that showed the most inclination. In terms of functions, finance and accounting and analytics became a vital part of their growth strategy. main objectives of outsourcing was to reduce operating costs, gain new technical capabilities and access to new business processes, and transform the business models and operations. These are the same reasons that enterprises will look to bounce back from the COVID-19 kind of slowdown, I would think. Plus, the emerging work from home culture could provide additional advantages of harnessing diverse talent and capabilities at optimized costs. Of course, this will require a few critical areas of governmental support in terms of robust telecom and network infrastructure, visionary policies, and the right legal frameworks. New models of engagement will also ensure that we roar ahead. I must give you confidence. I've just come out of a VC with the IT minister, and I can tell you they have already extended all relaxations till end July, and I'm quite certain that, based on what they are thinking, work from home will also become a longer-term way of life for the industry. Finally, there will be the organizations that will firmly blend the human aspect into business goals. COVID-19 has blurred the personal and professional in a positive way. Business is official, no doubt, but when crisis struck, employee health, safety, and welfare became the number one priority. Beyond their employees, corporates went out of their way to take care of communities, which in every way showed the human side of business. Moving ahead, Greg Moran, the founder or the co-founder of Zoomcar, has hit the nail on the head with regard to this attitude that we collectively need for recovery. Never waste a crisis, he said. Use it as a teaching moment and as an opportunity for the team to come closer and work at an even greater productivity level. It is now time for us to re-architect and reimagine the beehive model of dynamic leadership, connectivity, collaboration, security, and privacy, along with data and resource skills. I want to wish you all the very best for this conference as we move into the next era of revitalization and growth for the industry and the country. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Keshav, and a very, very informative session again. And thank you so much for your dynamic thoughts and the way you've actually sort of structured them and shared with us. We have a couple of questions, and I thought I could direct them to you if that's okay. We'll take a couple of questions, Mr. Keshav.
No problem.
Sure. All right. So I think one, of course, coming in from our attendee is to do with the business process management companies, that the fact that they handle critical functions for some of world's largest corporations. And in India alone, it's a $38 billion industry. So how do you think this will reshape the business model in India itself?
Like I said, that what we are seeing today in terms of the COVID impact is really a speed bump. It is a time frame during which we will learn, we will skill our employees, we will get even more digital savvy, and I think we will come roaring back in terms of potential for business and growth. Now let me explain to you why. First and foremost, I think if you just see this particular impact was faced by every company, every country at the same time. So everyone is suffering, right? First thing that you should expect in the long term is, as we come out of COVID globally, every company across the globe will want to reduce its cost. Therefore, India's BPM will become even more impactful. The second is, everyone will now be willing to accept and very quickly move ahead with digital models that we are recommending for them. All naysayers will be put aside. India's BPM will come back in a big way. The third thing is the world will accept completely new business models, efficiency gains, and outcome-priced models. Again, India's BPM is going to be the beneficiary. And the fourth is we will come back we are today, I would say, supply constrained, but in the next 6 months, I think we will be demand constrained because every business across the world will want to see the impact that we can offer. And I am actually very bullish about the long-term prospects of the Indian BPM industry. And I must say, with home, it means we will be able to, along with tweak labor laws, bring in people that have generally never worked in this industry. For example, we have 110 million qualified women in this country who are not part of the workforce. Can you imagine if we went out and told them and people in villages, you could work for 2 to 3 hours a day, and for maybe and be part of the industry. Imagine the power and the impact.
Absolutely, absolutely, Mr. Keshav. I think it's interesting to see how you're turning the thought about finding an opportunity in every adversity for that matter. I think that also brings us to a next question, sir, which is, do you think work from home is a possible model that can be put in place even after we get out of the crisis for the BPM industry?
Absolutely. I think clients have now tasted blood. Like I said, because it happened at the same time across the world, all the naysayers who felt this could not be done actually have become great proponents. Having said that, you must remember the BPM industry also needs dedicated bandwidth, uninterrupted power. We use number of technologies that are working in tandem together as opposed to traditional IT services. And because of data security kind of concerns, there are some businesses that are difficult to operate from home. And therefore, at this point in time, capacity utilization is probably 80% of clients' demand from an industry point of view. But there are many areas which actually lend themselves perfectly to work from home. And I'm pretty certain with the progressive policies that the Indian government have started unleashing, including relaxations on DOT norms, SEZ kind of norms, as well as starting to talk to us about how do we enable the gig economy and bring more people into this workforce. I'm pretty certain that work from home is going to be, will emerge as a much larger percentage in the near term.
All right then. So thank you so much indeed, Mr. Keshav, for joining us and also for sharing your thoughts. It's very interesting to see how you kind of brought about a lot of clarity, for that matter, in the kind of situation that we are in, or in the kind of scenario that we are in. So thank you once again